census building. We had opinion polls that were being deployed, which had a number of questions. So the essence of having the lawyers was to help, starting with the political internal party processes. And a number of them were there to help, especially where it was outright that a female candidate has won the nomination, whatever methodology was used, and her opponent has taken her to court. We do have a case that went all the way to the High Court, and the female candidate got her candidature reinstated, and she's now gazetted. The alarming cases were those that had to do with sexual and gender-based violence. Those ones are being prosecuted, where we have the DCI and the National Police Service prosecuting these cases where it was outright that electoral-related SGBV was deployed as a means to deter that candidate. So conclusively, out of the cases, we can say we handled 17 that were successful, where even internally it was not as easy as parties denying candidates who are women their candidature. They had to go through a process, even if it's in the boardroom, to explain to the candidates who are female why they are not getting the ticket or where they deserve it that has been given to them. So it has been a success story. It was a very intense training, similar to what the judiciary offers the officers, because again, remember, that was a first phase of petitions. We are now looking at a second phase of petitions come the 10th of August. And so we want to have lawyers who are on standby to assist women candidates not to lose their candidature or their wins simply because of technicalities. Thank you. Chair, you might want to add something.
In addition to that, we trained our lawyers even on matters of collecting evidence, because you realize that the election day is the final process, but there's a lot that happens prior to that. So our lawyers, our 47 lawyers that we trained, are well versed, and they are ready, and they have started collecting data and collecting evidence in preparation for any petitions that may come up. Thank you. Regarding
yes, on the second issue of unreported cases, what you need to, one of the things FIDA has done is, again, we'll start from the basis of our establishment that we are non-governmental, we are charity funded. But however, regardless of us being very thin on the ground and having only 3 physical offices in the country, that's in Nairobi, Mombasa, and Kisumu, we have also worked very extensively with community-based organizations who remain our champions, and also individuals we call champions within the community, both male and female. And for them, over a period of more than even 5 years, we have continuously trained them on identifying violence against women, being human rights defenders, and the channels of reporting these cases. So we do appreciate, and not just for ESGBV, gender-based violence remains a problem in the country. And so one of the ways we are seeking to address that is to be able to ensure that reporting occurs. But the second thing that we take a lot of pride and humility at the same time here is that our esteemed chairperson is also the chairperson of a recently constituted committee by the Chief Justice on sexual and gender-based violence, where we are leading the country, over 20 stakeholders, coordinating and learning from each other to be able to see how do we collectively as a country address the question of sexual and gender-based violence. And that definitely involves electoral-related SGBV. So our hope is that, one, as we amplify our toll-free number, alongside other stakeholders who will be in different parts of the country with different toll numbers. Secondly, amplifying the response mechanisms that they need to report to the nearest police station or the nearest health facility. Collectively, we will have statistics that can inform us, have we been successful at protecting women and girls? And that is a task that FIDA is taking very seriously. It is no mean feat, but our hope is that within the 3 years that we have been granted by the Gazette notice, we will be able to get back to the nation and issue a comprehensive report, even with the elections having been concluded. What are the lessons we have seen for purposes of the future? What are the opportunities we can see? Is there a success story to us having a comprehensive legal framework and response mechanisms, which should also cater for an element of prevention, for us to say as a country we are comprehensively prepared to address matters of SGBV. So we will have the messages out. We hope women are courageous enough, but we also appreciate it is not easy to speak out. elements of stigma come with that. And so we will also, and that's why in our statement, as our chairperson reiterated, we would also want the Kenyans to be vigilant and to be custodians of women and girls and those who are vulnerable within our community. If a case occurs, speak up. Let's not stigmatize